Alrighty guys, welcome back. Hope you're doing good. I'm doing pretty good myself. Big shout out to everybody that participated in the live stream for the monthly news this morning. It was a lot of fun. Anyways, we're going to be taking a look at some Kiloworks tonight. So, relatively new company. In fact, they've only really been around for like the past year or so. Actually, a little bit less than that. They've released a good chunk of models so far. I have already reviewed one of them, which was this right here. I was not impressed with it at all, but we're giving them a second chance tonight. Hopefully these ones are better. So we've got this Mercedes AMG GT3 SE Performance. This one's in high-tech silver, although they don't tell you that, which I think is kind of stupid. That's just my personal thing. I'm sure some of you guys agree, though. And then we also have this one right here, Mercedes AMG GT3. This is from 2025 Bathurst. But again, they don't tell you that on the packaging. I don't understand that. That's my biggest gripe with them so far. Same thing with like Trends Hobby. Put more information on the packaging. It literally doesn't make a difference, right? It's not like it costs them more money. Just put the info on the packaging. Like nowhere on here does it tell you like what it's from, what year, drivers, location, nothing. I don't like that. But yeah. The reason I did not like this one was because, number one, the most glaring issue is the AMG was on their back wing backwards. It's supposed to be facing the other way. Also, not a big fan of the black brake details at that point. Why even have them? And then just some like other small stuff, like these little photo etched vents are unnecessary, and they also look terrible because they're crooked. I think there was maybe some other stuff that didn't look great too. I can't quite remember. But yeah, I wasn't impressed. These do have opening parts though, which is kind of a cool thing. At least their race cars have opening parts. I do like that, and I do think the engine details look really nice. Like it's pretty detailed in there. So like that is a plus. But yeah, there's a lot of downsides. They also do have photo etched metal wing supports, which is also good. But there's just some stuff they needed to fix. This one was just not a very good model. Although I will say the logo on the wing being backwards and these vents and stuff being crooked, that is really just an issue that I had with mine. I don't think any other ones were like that. So yeah, we're going to check this out. I also do have the Tarmac Works version of this AMG GT3 right here that we can compare to. So this is going to be a review video. I'm also going to do a pretty in-depth comparison with that Tarmac Works too. So I did pick up some new mini GTs. I'll show you guys what I got real quick. I did get this as well. If you know, you know on this one. This is a Grail model. This is a pretty rare piece here. So happy to have it. So I did pick that up, and then also just got some like new releases as well. So we got the second Camel Lotus 99T. Also got the Mazda RX-7 Arya full carbon fiber. I got this Corvette 2025 IMSA Daytona. And then last but not least, I got the Porsche 911 Dakar box set with the ID Buzz and trailer. So this will be a fun one to take a look at. So there's that. Got to put that one off to the side. That one's too big to put in the back. But anyways, yeah, okay, let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to do the GT63 first because we have a little bit of a comparison to do with that AMG GT3. And yeah, I don't have a GT63 to compare this to, unfortunately. I wish I did. Somehow this is this Kiloworks is my first GT63. So we'll just kind of judge it how it is, and maybe at some point when another company or brand does the same car, we'll compare it to that in a separate video. But yeah, anyways, just go ahead and get all this plastic out of here. So much plastic. All right, so standard, just acrylic with the cardboard sleeve. Nothing really special. It's got the Kiloworks logo right there, AMG in the background. It does have a little bit of info on the front right here, but again, no color. I don't get why that's not included. Mercedes licensing, which is the only reason that this brand is here, at least so far. And yeah, this is a collaboration with NZG Model, which is a German company. That's where they're getting the Mercedes licensing from. So yeah, and then you have all of NZG's socials right there. So there's that. Pretty standard acrylic box. The base is clear for this one. It looks like this one's got some tape holding it on. I don't need that tape anymore. Okay, get rid of that. And yeah, like frosted base. We're going to go ahead and take this one off. I don't see any reason not to. So yeah, we'll talk about pricing. So for this one, I paid $19. It was like $18 and some change on RC Mart. It is still available. Gosh, that's a long screw. Okay. Holy moly, that's stuck in there. All right. Yeah, $19. Just rounding up. It's pretty expensive for something like this. Because this one actually does not have any opening parts. Like the race cars, it's kind of like why these do feel a little bit more worth it is the opening parts. This one is just a static model. There's no opening features on this one. So $19 feels a little bit steep. Especially because I feel like this is going to be kind of around the same quality as like a Mini GT. The one thing right off the bat that I do like quite a bit about this is it does have the red seats in the interior. There's actually a little bit of silver up at the like top bolstering and headrest area. I do like the red interior. It looks like the back seats are also done in red. So that is nice. I always love to see a splash of color in these models. It makes them feel a bit more detailed. I do see a Mercedes logo on the steering wheel, so that's a nice addition. I don't really see a whole lot else as far as color in there. But yeah, the red seats, definitely a welcome. I do like that. They look pretty good. So yeah, there's that. The paint itself actually does look pretty good. I think they did a good job with the paintwork here. The body lines on the hood look nice and crisp. The two of them going down. Paint looks really good. Of course, it's a metallic silver. The actual flake in the paint is pretty small. Definitely not too overly large for the scale. It actually does look pretty nice. Body lines on the side panel right here look good. Of course, there's a little bit of venting. There's a little bit of text right there too. I think that says V8 by Turbo. And maybe the AMG lettering above that, not sure. Door handle actually looks pretty good. Door lines and everything are fairly small. Overall, execution of it doesn't look too bad. Let's check out the front end. The grille, actually pretty nicely done grille. The vertical lines have some silver on them. Actually looks pretty crisp, and then that Mercedes badge looks nice as well, printed on. And then, of course, the second Mercedes badge up there. AMG on that front license plate. Yeah, front grille area looks decent. A little bit of black paint in these vents right there on the sides. That is good. And then the headlights. Yeah, I think the headlights look good too. Pretty clear acrylic. I don't really see any horrible cloudiness. There's a little bit of a black outline going around the edge of the acrylic, which is pretty standard. And then there is some gray bulb detail. It's a little bit hard to see just because of the shape of the headlight and the lighting down here, but there is some nice like gray bulb detail inside. There's one up towards the front, and then there's one in like the back wall of the housing. So honestly, headlights look pretty good here. I don't really see a whole lot of issues. Looks pretty good, pretty clean. The wing mirrors, I believe, do have reflective stickers. Yes, they do. And then they're kind of like a two-tone, so black on the bottom with silver on top, which looks nice. And then coming to the back, taillights, I believe, are just a black acrylic piece. And then these little red parts are look to be printed onto it. The ones on this side are nice and straight. The ones on this side, or maybe it's just this one particular one on the end, is like curved up. Maybe the one on this side is too. Gotta look at it straight from a little bit of a distance. No, I think this one's a little bit wide. It's actually not as bad as I was thinking it was. It definitely is a little bit crooked though. But I guess taillights don't look bad. I'm assuming this is fairly accurate to the real car, having the blacked out lens. A lot of modern cars, I've noticed, have been doing that more and more. But yeah, that looks fine. AMG on the license plate is pretty good. And then, of course, the lettering. So AMG on the left, the Mercedes badge in the center, and then GT63 on this side. Exhausts are done with some silver at the tips. And then, of course, the auxiliary brake lights down at the bottom. Back window is tinted. And I think the side windows are too a little bit. Is the base metal? Yeah, the base is metal on this one. So it does have some nice weight to it. It feels pretty hefty. It does tell you what car... Mercedes AMG GT63 4MATIC Plus. Well, that's not what the packaging says. It says It's the SE Performance. I don't know if that's the same thing. It doesn't really matter that much. Obviously, whatever the packaging says is accurate. It does have this nub that sticks out pretty far on the bottom of it, though. So, like, if you were looking at it from a side profile, taking pictures, that doesn't look very good. Like, you can see that thing sticking out from the bottom. I don't know why that sticks out so far. It doesn't seem like you can press it in or anything like that. So, not a big fan of that. Actually, it looks really bad looking at it from the side profile. That should definitely be more flush. It should be flush with the this like round part of the metal casting right there, I think. But yeah, there's like a number there. It's held on with there's a screw at the front. I don't know if there's a one at the back at all. And then last but not least, the wheels. Again, not really impressed with the brake details. They're there. It does have a rotor and caliper, but it's done in black plastic. I don't know why. I don't know why they've chosen to do that on their cars, and so far every single one of them is like that with the black details. Paying $19 for this model, I want at least some silver in there, right? Like at this point, there's literally there's no point in having the brake details. I mean, the interior sidewall of the in like plastic interior and metal base is going to be black, so why not just remove that? You know, drop the price a little bit. I don't know. The wheels themselves actually don't look bad, though. Mercedes logo's in the center. It's got a little bit of silver on the outside lip of the wheel. And then the actual spokes themselves are just matte black. The wheels are actually pretty decent. Tires have nice tread. I just don't understand the brake detail. And I do think this will roll fairly well, too. Yeah, it rolls okay. Not like the best ever, but it definitely rolls freely. So, yeah. I think my biggest takeaway is it feels a little bit too expensive for what it is. Now, if it had the opening hood like the race cars do, because honestly, the panel gaps on the opening hoods for these AMGs are not bad. Like if it had an opening hood with engine detail like this has, I'd say, yeah, it's definitely worth the price. But I just think it's especially not having the silver brake details, I just think these are too expensive at $19. And that's on our CMart. These will probably be more expensive elsewhere. These will probably be $20 plus anywhere else. So yeah, like it's not a bad model. It just needs more to make the price worth it, or it needs to be cheaper. That's kind of my final takeaway. Like I don't think stock cars are going to be worth it from them unless they make something that nobody else is doing. Like this, for example. Like I don't think a lot of other brands do the GT63. I might be wrong on that, but like if I don't know. I think it feels a little bit expensive. Yeah, that's my final takeaway. It feels a little bit expensive for what it is, but it's not a bad model. Definitely not a bad model. So yeah, there's that one. I do want to go ahead and jump into... Yeah, that thing on the bottom is weird. Anyways, I'll go ahead and jump into this one now. So again, the Mercedes AMG GT3 from 2025 Bathurst. It's got the same like color theme as the car, kind of in like Tarmac Works fashion. And then there's all the stuff on the back. Mercedes again, NZG, the Killerworks stuff. Really need more information on the packaging. Like, you've got plenty of room right here to put, like, you know, even if you just put 2025 Bathurst 12-hour. It's a 12-hour, right? Yeah, 12-hour. even if you just put that, you've got plenty of room for it right there. Or, like, find somewhere on the back. I mean, even somewhere on the bottom. I don't know. We just want more information about it. Because, like, not everybody's going to know, right? Like, yeah, you can, like, Google it, do, like, a Google photo search or something, but you shouldn't have to go through... Like, if you're paying premium prices for this diecast. Like, I know some people kind of have argued with me, like, why does it matter if they put the name? You can just look it up. This is a premium product you're buying, right? That is not, like, a hard thing to do. Like, putting more information about the car on the packaging is not too much to ask for. I don't know why people think that's such a big deal. Anyways... Let's go ahead and look at it. So again, frosted base, typical, just like typical size. I think the like Tarmac Works and Inno protectors will fit these, which is a good thing. Anyways, here we go. The biggest thing that I'm going to notice right away is that the AMG logo is in the correct orientation on the wing, which already is a huge plus over my first one. All right. The second thing that kind of had a big issue was these vents on the hood. These ones definitely look better. This one's pretty much perfect. This one's offset. Excuse me. It should be a little bit more that direction, but already looks way better than the first one, with them both being super crooked. So that's already better. There's a little bit of tape on the front right here. We'll just remove that. Maybe. Let's stick that to the desk and throw it away later. Okay, so yeah, correct orientation there. Vents are definitely a little bit better. That's already a big plus. Again, black brake details, not really a fan of. I don't know if I mentioned it for this one. I paid $21 for this one on our C-Mart. I believe I paid $19.50 for the tarmac work. So we'll keep the price in mind. Basically the same price. Our C-Mart has everything a little bit. So like, what, like $1 difference, really? You know, like $1.50 difference between them. I'm just going to say that these are pretty much the same price. So that'll make comparing a little bit easier. It does have tire printing, which is nice. Pirelli P0. It's got gloss black wheels with the silver center locks. That all looks pretty good. Just lacking on the brake detail. It should be at least painted silver at the very minimum. All right, guys. I after the video, I was really disappointed about the brake details because I just really think that should be here. So we're gonna pause here. I'm gonna show you guys something. So I went upstairs. I was trying to find a silver Sharpie. Apparently I don't have one. I went to my wife and I grabbed this. This is just a proof point. I painted one brake on this car, on the race car. So there's the non-painted version and there is the painted version. Like, doesn't that just look so much better? Like, why can't they take the time and a little tiny bit of paint and just paint it silver? I don't even care about the caliper, right? Just paint it silver. That looks so much better. So much better. Right? Same thing. Tarmac works. Silver detail. Looks nice. Just paint it silver. Paint the damn thing silver. It looks so good. Anyways. So yeah. Livery looks pretty good. It looks to be all printed. I don't really see any crazy decal use or anything. Carbon fiber looks nice. Again, metal wing support on the back, which is a huge plus for me. I tend to really enjoy that. The mirrors are nice, molded. We've got the reflective in them. They also do say AMG, so that all looks good. Going to the front end, I like that they did like a chrome finish on the front grille and the Mercedes emblem. I think that looks really nice. And then the headlights have the daytime running light part printed on, and then I would assume that there's some detail behind the lens, but it's really hard to see. Like, maybe you can see in there. Yeah, it looks like there's some decent silver detail in there. Very hard to see with these daytime running lights. Tarmac Works is kind of the same way, but you can actually see in theirs a little bit better. Oh, my hand's shaking. So you can actually see some detail in there a little bit better. But yeah, the front grille and everything looks really nice. They also do have the little photo etched metal tow hook right there. The canards look good. Yeah, overall front end looks fairly good. And then obviously, of course, the big thing with these is the opening hood, which I did already show you on the old one. It should be the exact same engine detail. Yeah, it looks to be the same, which it's actually really nicely done. Like, they do a good job with this. So you got the plastic engine cover, it's got the AMG and the stripes, and then below that it's got like some actually nice silver detail down there. And then of course the carbon fiber, I believe this is like the air intake, so carbon fiber tubing, which looks good. What else do we have in here? These vents that have the actual photo, like the metal mesh, they actually it is molded in the little air channels, and then they'll connect to those little squares on either side of the engine cover, and I think that feeds air into the cabin and whatnot. So like, it's cool that they got a decent amount of detail in the engine bay. I do actually think this is a good added value here, especially because when you close it up, the panel gaps are really nice. It's nice and tight. There's not any big gaps or anything. And one thing I noticed that I'm also going to praise is at the front of the hood right here, where the AMG logo is, there's actually the remaining like very small corner pieces are actually printed onto the front of it. So when you close it, it actually like continues and ends the corners of it well, which is, it's pretty good attention to detail there. It's also got the silver radiator in there with the plastic, the black plastic fan, separate piece molded onto it. So that is pretty nice. Like overall, that I feel like does add a lot of value. Like that alone makes this feel like it's worth the money, right? More than I can say about this one, right? These only being like $2 off from each other makes this one not really feel worth it even more. So yeah, really nice engine detail. The panel gaps are great. The livery itself looks really good too. I love this livery. I love all the colors on it. It's got the little black stripes printed on for the wheel vents. And then here at the back, we do have some acrylic taillights. There's a little bit of thin red printed onto it, which looks pretty good. And then you can see all the little LED bulbs. Well, they're probably not LEDs. Actually, no, they probably are LEDs. But yeah, you can see all the bulbs back behind the lens. I think the taillights look pretty good. And then another photo etched tow hook right there. And then more carbon fiber on the back, kind of running into these little air ducts. And the print actually goes pretty far into that air duct. You can see the Meguiar's logo in there, which is pretty cool. So pretty nice job there. Like nice execution. Mercedes badge is printed on. AMG on the side of the wings. Again, carbon fiber on top. Their carbon fiber printing does look pretty good too. So yeah, overall, this one's actually pretty good. Metal base on this one. It's got the name of the car with the NZG logo. I think, honestly, I'm much more happy with this one than I was their first release. This one just had too many issues. If they continue to do good quality like this, or if I just continue, or if I don't continue to be unlucky, I definitely think I'll continue collecting these, but only if it's stuff that like a car nobody else has done. Because I'm be honest, I think I would take the Tarmac Works over this, just because me personally, I don't really care about the opening parts. Really nice detail in there. I feel like it does make it worth the money for sure. But I'd rather have nice brake details over an opening engine bay. And so with that being said, we'll go ahead and take a look at the Tarmac Works. And yeah, I don't know. I definitely don't think these are bad. Like, I don't think you will feel like you wasted your money if you buy these Kiloworks. I think they're decent. But when you look at the Tarmac Works from a side profile and you see that nice like silver rotor with the caliper on it, I don't know. It looks really nice. Granted, these don't roll, so like you're not getting that with the Tarmac Works. This wheel's actually this axle is actually bent. Like, you're not getting rolling, which, you know, whatever, but you've got still all appropriate details that the Kiloworks had, albeit less carbon fiber. This one actually had the rainbow on the rear diffuser, which actually doesn't look that good. Actually, maybe I do like the Kiloworks more, because Tarmac Works does use a lot of decals in their stuff too. And then like looking at this compared to the Kiloworks, like that vent in the hood right there is way too high. Like that should be way farther down there. I will say the colors on the Tarmac Works are more crisp. They're much brighter and they pop more. I'm not exactly sure what's accurate to the real car, but obviously then when you take the Tarmac Works away, this one looks fine, right? It's just kind of when they sit next to each other. So yeah, a little bit more vibrant colors on the Tarmac Works, which isn't really a big deal to me. They both seem fairly accurate in terms of the actual livery itself. But yeah, they both have the photo etched metal wing support, although the carbon fiber on the Kiloworks is much better than the Tarmac Works. It looks like Kiloworks missed the 888 on the rear window, which is kind of odd. It's on the Tarmac Works here, but not the Kiloworks. So just little like inaccuracy differences between them, I guess. Is there any color on the interior of this one? It's really hard to see in there. It does have the roll cage that's done in like a gray color. Or maybe it's white. Oh yeah, there's actually a harness on the front in the driver's seat. So that is good. So yeah, it's got a little bit of color. I think the Tarmac Works maybe has a little bit more interior color. Like you can see that a center console piece right there is actually really detailed. I see a bunch of carbon fiber and buttons. I don't know if I've noticed that before. So yeah, maybe a little bit better interior details on the Tarmac Works, but honestly, it's so hard to see on race cars that I don't really care that much. But yeah, I don't know. Overall side profile, I actually think the Kiloworks does look more crisp, but I really like the brake details on the Tarmac Works. As far as the front end goes, the Kiloworks on the right with the chrome and just a little bit more refined like front emblem looks way better than the Tarmac Works, actually. But I think the Tarmac Works headlights beat it out. So, like, I don't know. Tarmac Works and Kiloworks seem to, like, go back and forth really well. Like, one thing's better on one, and then the something else is better on the other one. I'm actually starting to think I like the Kiloworks more, though. I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll definitely have to do some more comparisons between the two. But, yeah, there's things I like more about both. Tarmac Works is a little bit cheaper though, like if you are just considering RC Mart prices, but the opening engine detail is really nice. Overall, like I know I didn't do like a super in-depth comparison, but I think we all kind of get the gist of it here. At least enough to decide like which one you'd want, because these are both available at retail price right now, which is typically something that doesn't happen. Usually something will release and then years later something else will release that kind of competes with it. These are both available at retail price right now. In fact, I believe the Tarmac Works is still available on RC Mart for that like $19.50 price. So this one's kind of interesting. And like the Tarmac Works does have the antenna, which I personally don't care about. I'd actually rather that not be there because these antennas don't scale down very well anyways. And then it's just one more little fragile thing to break. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of like, there's a lot of detail that is just more crisp on the Kiloworks, but there's also stuff I like that Tarmac Works does. Like the brake details are much better. Interior is a little bit better. I don't know. I think this one actually might be a toss-up. I don't really think I like one more than the other. Now, if somebody could come out, like if Trends Hobby could come out and do this casting in like this one, and do all the good stuff from the Kiloworks and all the good stuff from the Tarmac Works and combine it into one, that would be like the perfect model, I think. And honestly, there's really not keeping the Kiloworks away from like being a much better model than Tarmac Works. One of the major things I could do is the brake details, and I'd probably be sold. Maybe a little bit better detail in the front headlights, but I think the detail's there. I think it's just hard to see. Yeah, I don't know. I'm for this particular model, I like the Kiloworks a little bit more. I like the Kiloworks just a little bit more than the Tarmac Works. Tarmac Works isn't bad though. But I feel like the execution on this one was just like the overall quality feel of the Kiloworks just feels better. Also, plastic base on the Tarmac versus metal base, so this one has more weight to it. And did we check to see if this one rolls? This one rolls. That's actually, yeah, this is actually, I think this is actually a lot better than the Tarmac Works. I think the only thing holding the Kiloworks back, which is kind of a big thing for me, is the black brake details are just super lame. If they could like change that, I think we'd be golden. So yeah, huge improvement over this one. This one was very disappointing. Actually, I'd take the Tarmac Works version over this all day. Tarmac Works just decided to do this one as an event exclusive. And then I got the Spark version of this and it sucked. I actually think I like the Spark version less than this, but yeah, just something to think about. Mini GT is also coming out with this exact car, so keep that in mind too. If you want to get one for like $15, and we know Mini GT's quality and detail level will be pretty good, just keep it in mind. Mini GT's doing this one too. We'll probably have to revisit this casting once the Mini GTs are out. But overall, these Kiloworks are pretty good. Final thoughts, and then we'll end it. I think I've said that 4 times now. This one's pretty good. Really nothing to complain about. It's a nice model. It's just a little bit too expensive. And again, needs the silver brake details. If it had the nice brake details, I think I'd be fine paying $19 for it. Same thing with this one. I do think it beats out Tarmac Works. In fact, it does beat out Tarmac Works. It needs the brake details. It really does. That's really the main thing that it's missing is why have that be black plastic? This is pretty nice. These are both pretty nice. I'm impressed. Their second impression has won me over in some capacity. That first one was atrocious, so I'm really glad these ones are better. And yeah, they're pretty good. But it's one of those things, same thing I say about Tarmac Works, only buy them if you really like the car, because these are kind of expensive. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I will catch you in the next video.